WBAY TV, your first alert station. Action 2 News this morning starts now.
Good Thursday morning. Great to have you beginning another day with us here. And we start with that search for the missing 3-year-old boy in Two Rivers. We have team coverage on the Amber Alert for Elijah Vu. Our Emerson Lehman and Emily Roberts are live there right now with the very latest information. Want to start at City Hall. Good morning, Emerson.
Tammy, good morning. We're beginning to see daylight here outside City Hall in Two Rivers on this Thursday morning, and we were approaching 48 hours since Elijah Vu was last seen. That was at roughly 8 a.m. on Tuesday morning, and that search has been ongoing for the past 44 or so hours. And police holding a press conference last night, ensuring members of the public that they haven't given up hope in bringing Elijah home safely.
Our search and rescue teams have been combing through our neighborhoods, parks, wooded areas, and they've been following up on all leads and tips from the public.
The police chief also taking a moment to thank the community members that have all stepped up over the past 2 days to try and help bring Elijah home safely. They've been searching wooded areas, neighborhoods, doing anything that they can to help law enforcement in those efforts. And Emily Roberts will be joining us in the morning rush to talk more about those community efforts and what's been going on here in Two Rivers. And we want to show you Elijah's photo one more time. That's on your screen right now. If you or anyone that you know has information that could lead law enforcement to his whereabouts, please contact the state tip line. That number on your screen, it's 844-267-6648. Steve will send it back to you in the studio.
The Morning Rush. Non-stop news, weather, and traffic until the top of the hour. Sponsored by Sure Dry Basement Systems. Call 920-SURE-DRY today.
Time for today's Morning Rush on this busy Thursday. We have live team coverage with Emerson Lehman and Emily Roberts with the latest in the search for 3-year-old Elijah Vu in Two Rivers. We also have our Action 2 News team standing by with traffic and an important first alert safety desk story. Want to start with our team coverage with Emerson and that Amber Alert as it continues for Elijah. Good morning.
Tammy, good morning. The Two Rivers community waking up again to more questions than answers this morning as 3-year-old Elijah Vu remains missing. We're approaching 48 hours since he was last seen on Mishikat Road here in Two Rivers at a residence there. You're seeing his picture on your screen right now. Take a close look at this. Elijah is 3 feet tall, weighs 45 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. He was last seen wearing gray pants, red and green dinosaur slippers, and is possibly carrying a red and white blanket. He also has a birthmark on his left knee. Now, the local authorities, the Department of Justice, have all been a part of the search efforts. They spent a lot of time at an apartment complex on Mishikat Road gathering evidence. Again, that is where Elijah was reportedly last seen Tuesday morning. Action 2 News was at a brief press conference last night. Two Rivers Police Chief Ben Minor telling the community that they haven't given up hope and also sharing this important message.
To continue our efforts, I want to emphasize the importance of remaining vigilant and proactive. Additionally, I want to remind everyone to please refrain from spreading rumors and false information. This can hinder our search efforts for Elijah.
The chief also taking a moment to thank the hundreds of community members from here in Two Rivers as well as surrounding communities that have all come together to help in those search and rescue efforts over the last 2 days. And our team coverage continuing this morning with Emily Roberts talking more about that community effort. She's live at St. Peter the Fisherman Catholic Church. Emily, good morning.
Emerson, no one is giving up hope. Dozens of people coming together to create some light in this darkness.
Continue to pray for Elijah and his family and pray for one another.
A candlelight vigil letting community members lean on one another for support while praying for Elijah's safe return. The organizer says everyone wants to do something, but it can be tough to know where to start. She says the vigil is a way to help the community send good energy Elijah's way as the search nears the 2-day mark. Everyone crossing their fingers Elijah is somewhere safe right now.
Love. I feel love in this presence. love for each other and love for Elijah.
I have 4 boys, so I thought that I would want this community to come together like this for me.
Love is a great way to describe it, and one person who has lived in Manitowoc County for 2 decades says they've never seen such a significant outpouring of support like this. Our Action News team, as always, is going to continue to follow this story, and we'll be first to alert you to the very latest, both on air and online. The rallying cry for so many right now is, let's get this baby home. Emerson.
Emily, thank you. And as those efforts continue, Elijah's family just patiently waiting for answers. His uncle telling Action 2 News on Wednesday that the family is trying to support each other and stay positive as they await new information from investigators and community members. Elijah's aunt echoing his uncle's words, saying they just want to remain hopeful.
We haven't found out anything new. It's the same thing as last night. I think from what the detective told us this morning, they're basically doing the searches all over again, and at this point, like, more family members are here, and we're kind of just trying to support each other, asking the community to see if they have any information.
Words can't explain what we're going through. I know our hearts are very heavy right now at this time. You know, we're all trying to be very hopeful.
Want to once again show you Elijah's picture here. This is 3-year-old Elijah Vu. If you or anyone you know has any information that could lead law enforcement to his whereabouts, please contact the state tip line. That number is on your screen right here. It's 844-267-6648. Again, that's 844-267-6648. And we will continue our live team coverage here in Two Rivers coming up at 7:05 on WBAY.com as well. For now, Tammy, we'll send it back to you in studio.
Emerson, thank you. Now to a first alert for parents or soon-to-be parents. Most babies who died unexpectedly were not resting in a safe place in more ways than one. Aisha's at the First Alert Safety Desk.
Yeah, Tammy, this is all based off of a new study. It was just posted in the journal Pediatrics. It found about 60% of sudden infant death cases involved a baby sharing a sleep surface, either with another person or an animal. Most involved instances where that baby slept in several unsafe ways. So child safety experts say this is startling. Definitely, though, an important conversation we've had for years now. The study took data from 23 states, including Wisconsin. Researchers looked at the years 2011 through 2020. What they found is 3 in 5 babies were sharing a bed, couch, or chair when they died. It says most of the infants were under their parents' supervision. Child safety experts say it's so important to make sure your baby is sleeping on their back, in their crib, and keep that crib bare. Sudden infant death syndrome, where a baby dies suddenly from a health issue, is also included in the study in some of these numbers. The other is babies who suffocated or were strangled by something in their bed. Authors of the study say it's important too for healthcare providers to talk to you about sudden unexpected infant deaths and ways to keep your baby safe while they're sleeping. Tammy.
Important. Thank you, Aisha. The April election just weeks away, and the Unified School District of De Pere is working to educate people about the operational referendum that'll be on the ballot. There's a meeting for those who live in the district today, and Kristen Allen's live in the newsroom this morning to tell us about it. Good morning.
Good morning, Tammy. I spoke with De Pere Superintendent Dr. Chris Thompson, and he tells me that he's feeling confident that the referendum will pass based on surveys and research the district did, but it will be close. He says the meetings like the one this afternoon are critical to get out the message of why the referendum is needed. An operational referendum for $4.75 million for 5 years will be on the April ballot. The money from this referendum will address funding for personnel, academic and support staff salaries, extracurricular activities, utilities, technology, and security. If the referendum doesn't pass, the district would increase class sizes at all schools to reduce staff and limit high school course titles. Also, employee health care benefits, mental health services for students, and technology for students would all be reduced. The district is also planning to put a critical maintenance facilities referendum on the November 2024 ballot, and a building referendum is expected in the future as well. Today's meeting is at noon. It is virtual. If you would like to attend or see the meetings that are still scheduled in the future, you can go to our website, WBAY.com. Steve?
Thanks, Kristen. It is time for Morning Rush weather. Are you ready for another mild winter day? Temperatures in the Fox Valley at and above freezing. We're at 36 in Appleton, but 20s elsewhere, including a 22 in Oconto. And from Oconto northeast up into Door County, it's thinly foggy. And you might notice a couple slick spots as that light freezing fog kind of hovers near the bay and along Lake Michigan. Haze by the lake shore, otherwise mostly sunny skies and turning mild again this afternoon. Our high of 56. Just like yesterday during the mid-afternoon. All right, into the future we go with First Alert Pinpoint Predictor. High temperatures lakeside will be on the cooler side, upper 40s to about 50, but inland, double nickels for Oshkosh, 57 in Shawano, 53 in Pembine. A lot of our inland high temperatures will be 25 degrees above average for this time of year, but it's not going to last. Our next weather maker is going to bring in some much colder weather. You'll feel it tomorrow morning with a blustery north to northeast wind. So while we're in the 20s and 30s across the Great Lakes, look at these single digits across central Canada. That's right where there's a cold front, the leading edge of this chilly air mass, which is going to dive down towards the Great Lakes and arrive towards sunrise tomorrow morning. So look what happens hour by hour for your Friday. A daybreak high around 30, but most of tomorrow will be spent in the 20s with some clouds and flurries and some afternoon sun. But here's the thing. The wind is going to be an issue. Tomorrow, northeast winds gusting around 20 miles an hour will drive the wind chills down into the teens. So don't be caught off guard. It's going to feel like the 50s this afternoon, but tomorrow it's going to feel like the teens. Get ready for that change and make sure your kids are ready because sometimes they don't want to wear their coats this time of year. But this cold blast of air isn't going to last very long. We'll get back out of the 30s and into the 50s again early next week. We may even get near 60 by the time we get into Tuesday afternoon. Right now in Green Bay, we are at 27, and it feels like 27 with calm air and some sunshine. All right, today, mostly sunny, mild again, a high of 56, closer to 50 lakeside. Tonight, a fair evening, and then as the cold front comes in, late night clouds and some flakes, a low of 30. And here's the First Alert 7-day forecast, a high of only 30 tomorrow with wind chills in the teens, then 35 Saturday, almost 50 on Sunday, with 50s to about 60 towards early next week. Catherine.
Steve, thanks. First Alert traffic, we want to look here at the Howard area, I-41 at Velp Avenue. The camera lens is a little dirty, but as I take away this top banner, you can see the sun coming up over the bay. Sunrise these days is around 6:41. It's getting earlier and earlier. Good conditions though here. We want to shift to what the DOT is saying in terms of conditions. They've added a couple highways a little bit farther south than they were talking about earlier. 42 between Two Creeks and Two Rivers, and the interstate 43 in the Manitowoc area. Those could, and 310 as well. Those could have slippery stretches. Up in Marinette County, 41 and 141 could be a bit slippery, and then over in Door County, 42 and 57. You might want to watch that. And in those areas, the untreated roads, the back roads, bridges and overpasses, they could have slippery stretches as well because of that moisture, that haze in the air.
Catherine, thank you so much.